My name's Charlene Roberts. I am the current owner of the Topsham Roller World in Topsham, Maine. I was eager to contact Eddita Felt from Frontiers of the Mind after taking over the place in June and experiencing some different things around smells and sounds and some experiences here at the building in Topsham that I thought may have been paranormal activity. So we contacted her to come out, and her team has been with us for a couple of days, a few hours each day, to gather some information and things on voice recorders and our video cameras and some picture taking of certain things.
And will you take us inside and show us some of the things that you found here at Roller World?
Sure, we can go inside and I will show you some of the things that we have found so far.
Great. Go.
So this is the entrance to the Topsham Roller World, and I will take you inside so we can look around at some of the areas that we've had some experiences. The front lobby area, this is our ticket booth area. The team from Frontiers of the Mind have seen and had a lot of experiences with what they feel is paranormal activity, especially in this front ticket booth area. So part of my work here is also updating things from the rink, making it fresh and new. And my friend Shannon and I were here painting the snack bar area to make it look a little bit better, a little bit fresher. And as we were sitting on the floor painting, I have always heard noises, banging, and I always just kind of know that it's here, the banging and spirits. So, but as I was sitting next to my friend Shannon, who also heard it, I looked at her and she acknowledged that she had also heard these similar noises that I hear on a daily basis here at Roller World, which also confirmed that I needed to contact Eddita at Frontiers of the Mind to come in and to do the investigation on the building. What I loved about Eddita and her team was that they didn't ask me questions ahead of time. They asked me to put my experiences, and others had also done the same about what they had experienced here at Roller World. So they had no preconceived notions of what had happened previous to coming here at the building. So after becoming the owner of the Topsham Roller World, we had started to notice after we were done for the evening or after a session, we would clean up, sweep, vacuum. There's multiple people cleaning, and we would come in either the next day or do another pass through, and we would find their money head was there that was not previously there. We just had an experience right now where we were inside of the snack bar area where all of us had been sitting for a while, and looking down there was a dime that was there that was not there just hours ago. We've also found other material things besides money, primarily jewelry, a ring that was left on the bench by spirit. We are assuming it was found right here on this bench after we had done our walkthrough of cleaning up. We also have these also shiny objects, mostly looking like beads, that we just found here today as well. Okay. Another thing that I personally have experienced here is different types of smells in different areas of the building. The primary one that I have personally smelled is a cigarette smell, a cologne smell, and a sweet perfume-like smell. It's primarily through the skate lane area and around the corner heading into the snack bar is where I have had those experiences. And then bringing Eddita and her team in here, they've also had been able to validate those smells with what I've experienced here.
Okay. And Eddita, you want to come in and tell us what you found?
Yes. Actually, Charlie, while you were talking, the Juicy Fruit Lady was standing right over here. I call her the Juicy Fruit Lady because she smells like she's chewing juicy fruit, although there is no gum allowed here in the building, so there's no way for that smell to get in there. There is a system that recycles the air here, but the scent from that is, I would describe it as very medicinal, and you can feel that or smell that in certain parts of the building. When you're here behind the skate counter, as you're moving through, you'll there are specific areas in which you can smell this fruity kind of smell, which I associate with the spirit who I call the Juicy Fruit Lady. You can also, she sort of floats around in here. She seems to be going from place to place to see what's happening. And several people on the team ran into her in different parts of the building. Michelle was out in the other room. We were here. She felt the Juicy Fruit Lady in the room, the arcade room. She went past her, and the Juicy Fruit Lady came out here. We experienced her out here, and when Michelle came out, we were talking about it, and she said, "Oh, I just met her. She was in the other room." The other thing that's very interesting about this area, which I don't know if you've experienced, is the change in the temperature.
Yes, very much so.
So would you want to say more about that?
Sure, it is definitely a temperature change as you're coming through, primarily behind the skate lane counter. Not necessarily like a temperature change like you would as going from inside to outside, that type, or earlier when I had my arm against the wall I could feel cold. This is more like a feeling on your body, goosebump.
Experience geographically here behind the counter where you experience the cold spots, please. Marie, could you walk down with her? So,
Sure. So my experiences have been when I walk and get to about here is when I start to feel a coolness, a coldness, a heaviness, and it continues on, and sometimes I feel like I can walk through it, and sometimes I feel like it just kind of lingers with me until I get down to about here. But I've also experienced a complete heaviness, an anxiety feeling, a tightness of the breath inside of the ticket booth area, is where I have really, really strong feelings. And then right before you come from the lobby area into the skating rink, I've felt a temperature change there as well.
So I'd just like to add that before we knew what the phenomena were that were going on here, two of the team members experienced that change in temperature, that really, really cold, as if you were walking. For me, it felt like I was walking into a refrigerator freezer, and then you would walk a little bit further and it would go back to normal temperature. So two of us experienced that behind the skate counter, as well as the smells that I call the Juicy Fruit Lady. And one of the other team members also experienced the strong feeling of anxiety back here, which we associate with a discarnate entity, earthbound spirit.
Another thing is we've had the computer that's in that front lobby area that has turned on and off, from going from a sleep mode to a on mode without anybody touching the mouse or touching the computer. We've had cell phones that have randomly shut down. We've experienced battery usage being sucked down very quickly while we're in the building. People are constantly charging their phones here. And we've also, like I said, with the DJ booth, that was the first experience, because everything's digitally recorded on the computer.
So we're inside the big ticket office, observing the camera and witnessing a lot of orb activity, or what appears to be orbs. And there's nothing that's moving around inside here that's creating those flashes that what some people might think are flashes of light, but that we're believing are actually orbs. I'd say they're playing up for us.
You shut the door too. Does that help? If nobody's moving, and that might be dust. Only because you just shut the door. Like
That's almost like strobe lights going by.
By me?
Like, it's like strobe lights. There'll be like 2 or 3 going around. It's almost like they're circling around like there's a disco ball in here. Oops.
that.
Side of
Oh.
you. Close the door, honey. Close the door. So you want to come over so you can watch?
And again, I would just try not to
Move around.
too much, just thinking it might be dust.
Can you like go sit in that chair over there?
So when you're standing here watching it, you would almost think that there's something moving around in here that's causing those lights, but there's not. Holy moly.
This is Eddita coming in.
Jeremy, shh.
The door.
Yeah, and just like
There's like a ton of them in here.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It's like a party room. Wow, that one was bright.
Party, 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 party.
That's amazing.
Your camera is filming, right, Mom?
Yep.
Good.
and of course my mind
Yeah,
is like
and I got
you
like
know,
this warm sensation going up the back of my neck and behind my ears, and
Mm-hmm.
it definitely doesn't feel as cold in here as it was before. Like yeah.
Since we've
Yeah,
worked on the
like,
residual
even-
energies. It's very different.
No, we're warm.
wow,
Almost looks like some.
it looks like
snowflakes.
stuff is falling.
And like you had your hand over the fan earlier, like over the
Mhm.
that fan. And I'm trying. I don't think there's
Wow.
any other air coming through here, like that would cause dust. Like when you guys first came in, maybe. But you think with all of us standing still, not moving.
It's just coming from all over the place.
Yeah,
But you guys weren't even in here, and the door was open, and I saw that large one go at a diagonal.
it looks like
over
it's
the-
snowing.
Okay.
So, Charlene, this is Roller World. This is what happens in the big office in Roller World.
Why did you open the door?
So I can videotape a little.
The man with the cigar came in, and I told you that I was getting a picture that this place was like a lasagna dish or a ravioli dish, that it was layers upon layers upon layers of stuff that was happening here. And so we're going to talk about the layers now. One of the layers that's going on here is that there are earthbound spirits here. We have identified, I want to say,
She keeps getting up from you.
every time I turn around, she's gone.
I'm right here.
There are 4 earthbound spirits here.
Okay.
There are, and so one of the things that I want to do is to sit down and have a redirection circle. And these folks don't have time to do that today, so I'd like to do that another time, if that's all right.
That's fine.
And those are strictly for earthbound spirits. Now there are some other spirits that are coming and going here that aren't necessarily earthbound. And you have a choice about whether you want them to keep coming and going, or whether you want to get rid of those as well by saying you're not welcome here, don't come around here anymore, or however you want to say it. There are this area here. Michelle? Would you show Charlene the mirror where you got the picture?
When you go through this door, you've got that mirror on the side. I had a picture. I took the picture facing this door, and it encompasses the mirror in the door. You can't see her standing in the door, but in the mirror, you can see her standing in the doorway. Okay, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And I don't know why she shows up in the mirror and not in the door.
Because it's so much more intriguing and interesting. She comes from an early time layer here,
Okay.
a very early time layer here. You've also, so you've got some spirits from that time layer. You have 2 earthbound spirits of 2 boys that were in a car accident. The boys used to come here when they used to play hockey. And that room that I call the equipment room, which is now part of it's right next to your office. That room is where they used to store all the hockey sticks and stuff. Those 2 boys come from that era, and they're lost. They were drawn here because of the children's energy, the liveliness of the children's energy here. They have not connected with their parents since passing. I'm not sure if the parents passed at the same time they did in the same car accident, or if they just haven't been able to get through to the parents since then. But I don't even feel the parents around them. They're not connected to the parents at all. They are from around here, and when we had our meeting yesterday, there was another sport that came up, that they did hockey, they played hockey together. There was another sport that they did.
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse, thank you, lacrosse. They were following us around. They were in the equipment room, and they went upstairs with us when we were in the room with the furnaces upstairs. They were watching us to see what we were doing. And in that room, when Michelle set up some interesting display to try to get them to play with it, those 2 need to go to the other side. The person that we've got in the mirror, I'm not sure yet whether she feels like she's her.
Okay. We have 2 team members that are going down this skate lane hallway where we've seen a lot of activity. They've gone down with a recorder to see if they can catch anything on the audio recorder. seeing any up there, but I am seeing some here in the ticket office with me. So I'll record that for a minute. My hands are a little shaky.
So I'm really excited to share some more of our experiences here and to hear others' stories. If you have any, we are planning a spirit tour in October, so just make sure to check out our Facebook page at Topsham Rule the World to get the exact dates and times. We are also very proud and excited to be in Eddita Felt's book, Real Maine Ghosts, Real Maine People. And you can also look for that more information on each of those events on each of our Facebook pages.